Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're taking a look at the career of an actress whose recent passing, well, it prompted a lot of tributes, Valerie Mahaffey.
Hmm.
We've got a stack of articles here, reports covering her life, her work, and our goal isn't just, recounting facts.
Right.
We want to dive into these sources, sort of uncover what made her contribution both on stage and screen so significant, so enduring.
Exactly. I mean, a list of credits tells you what someone did, but these articles, the details in them, they help us understand how she did it.
Yeah.
What kind of performer was she? How did she navigate this really long career across different mediums? What was her unique impact?
Okay, let's unpack this then. We're looking into the sources on the life of the Emmy-winning actress Valerie Mahaffey. So, the news broke recently that Valerie Mahaffey passed away. The reports state she died at age 71 in Los Angeles after a battle with cancer.
Yes, multiple sources confirm this.
Yeah.
Passed on Friday, May 30th at 71. This was confirmed by her publicist and also her husband.
Her husband, Joseph Kell, he shared a statement, didn't he? What did that convey about her?
He did. It was quite poignant. He said, and I'm quoting from one of the articles here, "I have lost the love of my life, and America has lost one of its most endearing actresses."
Wow.
Yeah. And the reports also mentioned she survived by Joseph and their daughter Alice.
That phrase, one of its most endearing actresses, that really stands out, doesn't it?
It really does. And it makes you want to look deeper into her work, understand why someone with such a long, varied career would be described like that.
That's a great starting point. And looking at these sources, it seems pretty clear that the foundation, well, it was built on the stage.
Hmm.
The articles point out she started acting in New York City, appeared on Broadway, between 76 and 84, in 6 different plays.
And these weren't small productions either. She was in Dracula opposite Raul Julia
Oh, wow.
and Play Memory, directed by the legendary Harold Prince. I mean, that's jumping into the deep end of the theater world right away.
Seriously. And beyond Broadway, the reports highlight extensive work off Broadway, too, and regional theater. She earned 2 Obie Awards.
Right. Which recognize excellence in off-Broadway work. One for Top Girls at the Public Theater, another for Ellen Bennett's Talking Heads.
Earning Obies, that signals some serious critical acclaim, doesn't it? Even outside the main Broadway lights.
Yeah, absolutely. And the sources list classical roles, too, like Desdemona opposite Morgan Freeman in Othello.
Get out, Morgan Freeman!
Yeah, and Juliet in Romeo and Juliet with Tom Hulce. So this range, from contemporary stuff like Top Girls to Shakespeare, it suggests a really formidable talent right from the start.
This strong theater background, it keeps coming up in the articles. They mention it as key to her versatility.
Mm.
It makes you wonder, though, how did that stage training, how did it translate, into playing such different characters later on screen?
Well, that's a fascinating question, isn't it? I mean, theater demands so much vocal precision, physical presence, really diving deep into a character over long run. Those skills are incredibly transferable to TV and film.
Yeah.
Especially for character roles.
Yeah.
The sources note she was in constant demand for TV guest spots, character arcs, specifically crediting her versatility to that foundation.
Yes.
It's not just about memorizing lines, right? It's about building a whole person.
Yeah.
Stage work really teaches that.
Okay. So let's move to television then. That's where a lot of people probably first encountered her work.
Probably, yeah.
The sources list appearances on, dozens of series, literally.
Yeah.
Where did her TV journey begin, according to these reports?
Well, her early TV credits mentioned include the soap opera The Doctors back in 79, 80. Actually got a Daytime Emmy nomination for that.
Oh, really? Early on?
Yeah. And shows like Tales of the Unexpected, too.
But the major recognition, the big award, came with one specific role?
Yes. The sources all highlight her 1992 Primetime Emmy win, Outstanding Supporting Actress in a Drama Series, for playing Eve, the memorable hypochondriac. Yeah. And get this, she appeared in just 5 episodes. Over 3 seasons.
And only 5.
Only 5. Yet her performance clearly made this huge, award-winning impact. That says a lot, doesn't it? About making a lasting impression, even in limited screen time.
Absolutely. Now, here's where it gets, for me anyway, really interesting. Beyond that Emmy-winning spot, the sources really emphasize her recurring roles on some huge shows.
Right.
They mentioned Desperate Housewives, Young Sheldon, and Dead to Me.
And these roles really showcase that versatility we were just talking about. On Desperate Housewives, that was 2006-07, she played Alma Hodge, Kyle MacLachlan's unsettling ex-wife.
Oh, I remember her. Yeah.
Then, totally different, on Young Sheldon, she was Victoria McElroy, a
Uh-huh.
teacher. That was 2017-20.
Mm-hmm.
And then more recently, Dead to Me, playing Lorna Harding, described in the articles as Christina Applegate's narcissistic mother-in-law.
Narcissistic. Okay.
Yeah, Variety called the character grandiose. Hollywood Reporter called her eccentric.
So you see this pattern, kind of, playing these complex, sometimes difficult, even highly eccentric or, manipulative characters like Alma Hodge and Lorna Harding,
Right.
but then contrasting that with maybe more grounded roles like the teacher on Young Sheldon. That variety must have been part of her value.
Absolutely. And the Hollywood Reporter specifically noted she was known for playing eccentric characters.
Yeah.
And these roles definitely fit that bill.
Yeah.
But then look at the sheer volume, the range of her other guest spots listed across these articles. Cheers, Seinfeld.
Oh, Seinfeld. Which episode?
She played the accountant, remember?
Mm.
Who helps George in the truth.
Ah, that's right. Okay.
Then Wings, ER, Glee. She was Jayma May's character's mother.
Right, Emma Pillsbury's mom.
Exactly. Big Sky, The Mindy Project, Boston Legal, Hannah Montana, Grey's Anatomy, Devious Maids, playing another unstable character there.
Devious Maids.
Private Practice, Newhart, Quantum Leap, L.A. Law. I mean, the list just goes on and on, spanning decades.
That list isn't just exhaustive, it tells a story, doesn't it? Incredible longevity, adaptability, and a really tough industry.
Definitely.
She was clearly a go-to character actor, someone who could step into almost any show and just, make her mark. Even recently, Apple TV Plus Echo 3.
Beyond television, the sources also detail her film work, though maybe often in roles that were less central than some of her big TV characters.
Right, the reports list films like Senior Trip, Jungle 2 Jungle, Seabiscuit, Jack and Jill, Sully.
A particularly noteworthy one mentioned is French Exit from 2020.
Oh, yeah.
She was opposite Michelle Pfeiffer or Lucas Hedges in that. It was a dark comedy. She played a character described as the optimistic Madame Reynard.
Okay.
And for that performance, she actually earned an Independent Spirit Award nomination.
Wow, late in her career, too.
Exactly. That nomination for an acclaimed indie film, it points to sort of a different facet of her work getting critical attention.
And interestingly, the sources note that, well, you'll still have a chance to see her in new films. She completed work on at least 2 projects set for posthumous release.
That's right, GRQ, the movie in the Eighth Day.
Hmm.
The articles also touch upon a very personal film project from 2010 called Summer 11.
Summer 11?
Yeah, she produced it and starred in it, a family drama. And she starred alongside her daughter, Alice Richards. And it was written and directed by her husband, Joseph Kell.
Oh, wow. So a real family affair.
Very much so.
Mm.
Seems like it deeply connected her professional craft with her family life.
So we've got this incredible picture emerging from all these sources, right? A performer grounded in theater discipline, achieved mainstream recognition with an Emmy for like a really distinct guest role, built this prolific career, becoming a sought-after character actor across decades of TV, found critical acclaim in independent film, and even collaborated creatively with her family.
It's quite a resume.
The articles also give a few glimpses into her life outside acting.
Yeah, a little bit. Variety and Hollywood Reporter, they provide some interesting background. Noted she was born in Indonesia.
Indonesia, really?
Yeah, lived there till she was 11. Then lived in places like Nigeria, Texas, England, before settling in New York for her career. Graduated from Austin High School and the University of Texas.
That international upbringing, that varied early life, that must have given her a unique perspective as a performer, you'd think.
You would think so, wouldn't you? A lot of experiences to draw on.
And one report included a particularly touching detail from friends, described her as naturally kind-hearted, possessing a warm and infectious energy.
And this is where it becomes truly fascinating when you look back at her work.
How so?
Well, how does someone described by those closest to them as, naturally kind-hearted? How do they so brilliantly portray characters who are eccentric, narcissistic, unstable, manipulative, as the sources describe some of her most memorable roles?
That's a really good point.
It speaks volumes, I think, about her technical skill. Her ability to fully embody a character, no matter how different they were from her own nature. It's the art of transformation, really.
Yeah.
Probably honed on those theater stages, allowing her to tap into this vast emotional and behavioral range.
Looking across all these sources, it just seems so clear that Valerie Mahaffey's career, it wasn't just a collection of credits, was it?
Not at all.
It was like a masterclass in versatility, resilience, and that sort of quiet power of the character actor. She built this long, respected body of work across so many different mediums, earned critical acclaim, left memorable impressions, whether it was an Emmy-winning arc or just a single scene.
Indeed. The sources really paint a picture of an actress who could just be relied upon, to bring depth, nuance, often unexpected color to any role, transforming herself completely to serve the story.
Yeah.
Her ability to consistently work at such a high level for so long, playing characters both grounded and wonderfully outlandish,
Yeah.
that's a remarkable achievement in this industry.
It really makes you appreciate that the heart of so many beloved shows and films, it lies not just with the leads, but with these incredible character actors, the ones who enrich every moment they're on screen.
Exactly. This deep dive into Valerie Mahaffey's life and work, pulling directly from the details and descriptions in these sources, it reminds us of the profound contribution these versatile performers make, often embodying the most challenging, fascinating aspects of human nature with grace and skill.
So what does this all mean for you, listening? Perhaps it's a challenge, maybe. Look beyond the main stars next time you're watching something. Appreciate the performers who build these complex, compelling characters from the ground up, often revealing their true brilliance and how fully they inhabit a personality so vastly different from their own. That's something for you to think about.